Alright, we in the world of Dokkan right now. Now, as you can see, my recommended grind, what they saying? Oh shit, I forgot I fucking got this guy. My recommended grind, they ain't no recommended grind, because I got everything, right? I mean, except for those two. Don't look at those things, okay? Don't take that into consideration. What I've been doing is that I have been training. I have been getting stronger in order to awaken the full potential of Mr. Cucumber over here. As you can see, SA3, that shit. We need to be SA10, my friend. So guess what? I'm out here. I'm grinding like a motherfucker, right? I'm out here all goddamn day, grinding up other cumbers, right? I'm getting hella cucumbers. It's like I'm going to the fucking farmer's market, you know what I mean? I'm out here putting in work. But then, I look, I go, how come only the fucking Dokkan Awaken guys here? I'm like, the SSR ones are here too. I got a bunch of them. I'm like, what's good with this fucking game? What's going on? I come over here. I take a peek. And to my fucking dismay, to my disrespect, I see Evil saying, who the fuck at Bandai, who at Akatsuki thought it was a fucking funny joke to name this guy Evil Saying so I can't raise his SA? What kind of bullshit is that, bro? You gonna disrespect me like that? You gonna put Evil Saying, he's a different character. Fuck you, Bandai. You are not going to stop me from ascending the ranks of stupidity. Now, this is disrespectful. I don't know how Bandai could do such a thing, to be completely honest with you. Keep it a buck. This is hurtful. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta spend not only an old Kai, but I need to fucking farm the fucking medals, which is literally, once I figure this shit out, that's what I was doing. Look at that. 128 medals? That's a lot of fucking medals. That's a lot of fucking medals. But I don't like it. It's disrespectful, Bandai. Y'all are some motherfuckers. And by the way, this is a 100% SA raise, right? I ain't about to do no 50%. I tell Cucumber to go fuck himself if that's the case. Extreme 5. Where you at, Cucumber? The fuck is this? Where is this? Oh, I can't awaken him. Let's see. Go to training. Hit on Mr. Cucumber. And then we see what? Then we see Mr. STR. And yes, it is a 100. Oh, they're in deck. Okay, Jesus. Dude, I was thinking to myself I couldn't use them. My mind was racing. And I was feeling a certain type of way. I'm not going to lie to you. I was feeling real fucking salty. So, alright. So, we got 2 so far. Let me awaken the rest. And then we'll go back to making him the best. I am back. And it is time to show Akatsuki what they've done to me. And what they've done to me is eat up my time. I don't appreciate this, Akatsuki. I was going to do this either way. This was going to happen whether you wanted it to or not. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just being honest. Like, it was going to fucking happen whether you fucking wanted it to happen or not. Make it easy for me, Akatsuki, please. There's no reason I had to spend all this time farming medals like an asshole. There's no reason that I had to spend all this time figuring out that I could not raise this man's SA until I awaken this unit. And you know, people might say, oh, you could read, and it's like, no, I can't. I can't fucking read. Let me see. What the fuck? This guy's in a team? Where's he in a team at? Yeah, I'm in a team. I can't come out. Where the fuck is that guy in a team at? The fuck? Let me see. Where are you, Mr. Level 1? Oh, you're favorited. You're about to get eaten up. Let's see. Eat you. And boom. Let me see. If I have a Grand Kai, I'll use one Grand Kai. Okay, Bandai? I'll give you that. I'll save the 120 so I don't have to fucking, you know, go through the bullshit of getting medals all over again. There you go. There we go right there. I'm going to use one Grand Kai. Fuck the Sleepy Kais. I'm in a rush, Bandai. I got a lot of shit to do today. Today's the big day where I get to see Conor McGregor get his stupid head punched in. Today's the big day where I actually will go to the movie theater with my boy because I told him I'll go see fucking 1917 and he called me 4 times just to make sure I didn't forget. And not only that, not only did he call me 4 times, he called me, talked to him for like 10 seconds, like, oh, hold up, I got another call, I gotta go. And then he called me back, he's like, hey, what's going on? Oh, hold up, I got another call, I gotta go. I'm like, nigga, I'm trying to play Dokkan right now. You fucking up the Dokkan flow right now. It's disrespectful, it really is. But here we go. Nonetheless, SA10 Cumber, and there you go, his name, it's a whole SA. This guy actually looks really good, and I'm actually thinking of, hold up, wait a second, hold up. Wait a moment. Why is his bottom right potential tree bare? I need that 55%. Now, I can't, we ain't got dupes because we ain't living like that, but, you know, we could at least do the bare minimum, the best we can do. Sometimes the best you can do isn't the best, but, you know, you still do your best. But I'm actually interested to see how this guy interacts and exists on a grade 8 team. As you can see, I have this grade 8 team. I wonder if this team could push the shit in of Super Battle Road, because I did do a no item Super Battle Road. I think millions of people saw that. People really hyped about that. They're like, wow, you're like the first one to do it on Global. I really respect that. And it was just really like a coming into age story of me being a badass and everyone loved me. It was pretty cool, honestly. But yeah, Giant Form Super Battle Road. Let's go with Super AGL. I'm sure there's going to be none. This is the story of when you do Giant Form Super Battle Road. You sit here all fucking day looking for a goddamn fucking, like, one dupe. Literally one dupe fucking dickhead, and you don't find him. You never find him, because why would you? So, as you can see, I did no items with this team right here. I'm going to switch up the Piccolo. He's okay. He does have a chance to stun. He just lower attack. But I do think that this team would be significantly better because we have, you know, he raises his SA by 30% every time he gets attacked. Defense goes up by 30%. And then this guy just greatly lowers attack and defense. So I'll see. I don't have a lot of time today, so I don't know if I'm going to go with the Super Battle Road route or if maybe I'll just do in, like, you know, the Ultimate Dragon Ball History Heroes event, because this team actually can, you know, interact there because they do lower attack and they are fairly tanky. So I'm going to see how time permits. I'm going to go ahead, go to the lab, figure it out, and I will be back yet again. Alright, so I made the decision to go ahead and say fuck it, try to do Super Battle Road, Giant Form route. I actually did this without items. It was basically just the intention to see that, you know, I did it with no items in the past, which took a while. It took like 2 or 3 days, trying to over and over again, getting lucky. This time it was a lot easier. I actually did not take Bergamo, even though I have Bergamo, even though I got 3 dupes in that bitch. He just was not, like, good enough starting off, in my opinion, personally. I would rather have the Piccolo, because the Piccolo does 20% damage reduction, chance to stun. And he just seemed like a better option. So I basically have the same exact team as I had last time, but now instead of having that fat ass fucking piece of garbage from the Bardock squad, Mr. Shugesh, I have this badass, super cool looking Saiyajin named Cumber. I said Cucumber as a joke, but now, like, it's in my mind. I keep thinking Cucumber. But he is really good, man. Like, he's a really good unit. Again, that, like, I hate the timing of these banners, because I feel like there's been, like, 8 fucking banners that are interesting back to back to back to back to back to back to back. And it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, holy shit. Like, no one has this much fucking time and this much, you know, dedication to not only, like, say if you had buco bucks, you were super rich, like, you didn't give a fuck about anything, right? Like, how the fuck is it now going to be the case that you're going to get all these units, awaken all these units, and then still have time and sanity to actually enjoy them? Because me personally, like, I'm not a, you know, I don't do every banner usually. You know, I'll do like a multi, or I'll get crazy and, you know, do a couple summons here and there. But over the course of a year, there's so many banners that come out. And even if I did, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, yeah, I did everything. Okay, I did every banner. You end up getting cards that, you know, it becomes a fucking whale fucking problem where you have so many cards, you only use the best of the best. And, like, everything else is, like, kind of whatever. And plus, like, there's certain cards that come out that completely nullify and make the existence of our other cards irrelevant. And when I say that, I'm thinking of fucking STR Cooler. Int Golden Frieza, he's okay, he's alright, but take him, put him in the garbage can, because fucking STR Final Form Cooler is a badass motherfucker. That guy's a badass. I'm telling you right now, I think when it comes to global, I don't think I'm going to, like, spend any stones ever in a significant manner up until the point Cooler comes around. I don't remember if there was, like, any added bonus for him, like, you know, 3+1 or whatever, but dude, that Cooler is... Dude, it's fucking Cooler, man. And that team is, like, ridiculous. If I ever got Tech Final Form, Tech Broly, and I had that motherfucker, that's it. It's over. We got it on lock, bro. We on that super gangbang shit. But as you can see here, I was thinking to myself, maybe I can get enough damage reduction where it literally doesn't matter. Like Cumber could just tank the hits. But he is actually really, really good for a lot of reasons. First of all, he's attack and defense plus 150%, right? He gives ki to himself. And what's really cool about him is that he has a passive stun. So meaning that he just has a high chance to stun super enemies, which everyone here is super. And it's at first it was weird because I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are these motherfuckers not attacking me? I didn't stun them. But he has, like, the ability, the power, the fucking third eye to basically just, for super type enemies, he just has the ability to stun them. And it's multiple. It's not just one. It's not based off his SA. It's based off his passive, kind of like Majin Vegeta, if you ever seen him. Stun multiple people. So as you can see here, I'm going for the damage down, which, by the way, this is a greatly damage down. So as you can see here, nothing, double digits, stupid. What do you think I am? And then he stunned the Piccolo and he stunned the Gohan, which is pretty cool. And then obviously there's the fact of the matter being that Mr. Cumber is similar to Baby. He has a high chance of becoming a Great Ape when HP is 50% or less. So this team is really, 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 really fucking good for Super Battle Road. I'd say, although it is time-consuming, this is definitely the easiest Super Battle Road, because if you get the certain like setup, if you get the certain blocking capabilities with Tapion and you get some shit set up, like this shit is crazy. This is crazy easy just because of the fact that compared to other events, the units don't, like, they're not as, well, it's not that the units aren't as strong, it's just that the enemies you face aren't like super crazy. Like, they're not Yamcha and Tien that are fucking scumbags that have 1,000,000 HP and do 1,000,000 damage. They are, you know, if you get supered the wrong way, it is gonna hurt. But I feel like with this team, if you ever use a giant form team, if you have fucking Mr. Toa over here, or Tora, whatever the fuck his name is, I'm pretty sure it's Tora. He heals for a significant amount. I think it was like 18% of the whole HP. And then you also have damage down from fucking everyone on this motherfucker, right? Pretty much everyone except for this Turles who stuns. And it's just like, it's a really good team. Like, I recommend if you have, like, I'd say this is a really, if you go back and watch my old no item run, it was a lot shittier team. The only people that was really putting in work was Tapion and LR Baby Vegeta, and I still did it without items. So I'd say it's significantly, like, not that bad. And the thing is with, like, doing Super Battle Road without items, the only reason I even care about it, like, it's cool to do, it is interesting, but it also saves a lot when it comes to support items, because I remember that was the thing that annoyed me the most the first time I did this, is the fact that sometimes you'll do it, you'll try over and over again, and then by the time you get done with it, you waste like 50 fucking Whis, and you're like, God, why did I do this, God? And you're like, Jesus Christ, this is fucking hell on earth. But yeah, it's actually a very cool unit. Super Dragon Ball Heroes. I don't know how worthwhile the banner is. The reason why I say that is because, I don't know, like, it's not a 3+1. It's not Dokkan Fest. He's not an amazing leader. He's an okay leader. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess, what do you value? Extreme Class, Ki +3, HP attack and defense plus 80%. So he's a uniform Extreme Class leader plus 80%. I don't know why they didn't just give him 100, honestly. Like, 80% is so meh. Like, or 90%. Like, that's such a weird number that they came to. By the way, what you're about to witness right now, as you can see here, I'm lining it up. I'm like, you know what? Mr. Tora, he can take the first slot. Then we will have Tapion block. I'll be very happy with that. And then I'll let my boy LR Baby basically, you know, lower the attack of Piccolo. I saw this. I was so upset when I saw this. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Really? And then, boom. My boy Tora hit that dodge. UI Goku won't do that, but Tora will do that. I respect that, bro. I respect Tora for doing that. Real talk. That's some crazy shit. When I saw that, I said, this is blessed. This is God looking out for me right now. But yeah, I mean, I think Cumber's a pretty cool unit. I don't know. The way I play this game, I never really go crazy on banners that aren't Dokkan Fest at the very least. And also, I still have not finished the 150 rotation for the LR, which I think ends in like 4 days, so I'm probably not going to even do it. But that's another thing. I feel like if you could choose between the Dragon Ball Heroes banner and that, why wouldn't you choose that as opposed to the Dragon Ball Heroes one where the rates aren't, you know, amazing, they're not guaranteed, and from the banner, there's not that many cards I would really want. I mean, there's Xeno, Super Saiyan 3, Goku, and Vegeta, which are kind of cool. And then there's the Cumber, which is pretty cool. Golden Frieza's alright, but I don't know. I feel like Cumber, like, he's the fucking guy to get, and I'm happy I got him off a single. And he's a free SA raise, so I didn't have to use Elder Kai's for him. So that's like an added bonus for the most part. Dude, look at that. Dude, look at that Tora fucking... Look at that, bro. We can't even go into beast mode because your boy Tora out here protecting the squad, man. That's fucking beautiful, bro. But yeah, not too bad. Today is Sunday, the Lord's Day. I do not have work tomorrow, which is really cool because last year I didn't have off for Martin Luther King Jr. Day for whatever reason. I don't know why, honestly. But this year, Martin Luther King, my company cares all of a sudden. I appreciate him. Shout out to MLK. He did a lot of stuff. And now I got a day off because of him. So thanks, MLK, if you're out there listening. I appreciate it greatly. So it's actually pretty nice because I feel like from December till now, even though I took off like a couple of days in December, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I still don't want to go to work. I don't know. I don't fucking... It's not that I hate my job. It's not that, oh, fuck this, I don't want to do this. It's not, anything really negative. It's just the fact that, I don't know, man. It's been 3 years that I've been working, and I'm starting to realize that I'm going to have to do this for the next 37 years, I guess. 37, 40, whatever amount of time it is until I fucking graduate and become an old fuck and I can actually, quote-unquote, live my life. But I don't know. I'm actually planning on, after editing this, I'm planning on updating my resume because I have not updated my resume in 3 years. And I realize now that, like, whenever I get recruiters that reach out to me, it's always like junior Java developer, junior this, junior that. And it's because I never updated my LinkedIn. I never updated my my resume. I never updated anything. So I feel like I should update it. Even if I'm not going to jump jobs or look for a different job, I feel like it's good, like, every year to update your resume, or every other year at least. I mean, it's been 3 fucking years. If you were to look at my resume right now, I think one of my, like, strongest suits is that I used to fucking teach, like, an after-school program in my high school. That was probably one of the most stressful things for me, was writing my resume, because I didn't really work at legitimate jobs in high school and when I was younger. Like, I basically... By the way, look at this, bro. I came here full HP. That's fine. That's crazy, bro. That's a testament to the power of this team. But yeah, like I was saying, for my work experience, like, in college, I didn't really work in college, like, at a legitimate... Wait, did I work in college? Fuck, I think I had a job. Oh yeah, I did have a job. It wasn't a real... Well, honestly, it was a good job, honestly. It was a God-tier job. It wasn't even, like, a real job, but it was a good, like a good paying task. Is that at my university they had, like... I think I did this for 2 semesters, where basically you take notes and then the Office of Disability, you email them and they'll give it to people who basically couldn't take notes in that class and you'll get paid. Dude, I got paid a lot, dude. That shit was like... I think it was like $120 a week or something like that. I don't remember. It either was like a really good paycheck every week, or for the semester they just cut you a check for like $800, something like that, which was low-key pretty good because I was taking notes any fucking way. But other than that, I didn't really have a college job. Like, in high school and in college, I used to go work construction with my dad, and I wouldn't get paid for it. My dad would be like, if you want to get paid, but, I got bills to pay, we got shit to pay, you know what I mean? It's going to go back to me any motherfucking way. And I'm like, whatever, dude, let's go fucking chop down some shit, let's go move some shit, let's go do some fucking grunt work, let me blow my back out at fucking 17, and then we can get on our way. But, as much as I complained, that was actually pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, it was basically the only time I've ever been with my dad doing anything that took, like, more time than, like, I don't know, a couple hours. And it wasn't, I don't want to say fun, but it was just nice to see. Like, and it was always weird, like, sometimes you have ideas, the way you see your parents and the way they interact with other people. And, dude, I swear to God, people on the job site thought my dad was Mexican because he's kind of like dark skin. And he always says amigo for some reason. Like, he's like, amigo, whoa. Like, he always used to say that, and the Mexicans were loving it. They were so fucking happy. The only thing they got salty at is fucking, whenever they would put the music on, my dad would be like, what the fuck? Why are you playing that shit? And they're like, dude, we're taking a break. You hear me? Put some music on. But that was pretty cool. I remember after that, like I've always been pretty like I've always had like Latino friends and like like Spanish kids that I knew, but I never really knew like super Spanish people, like Spanish, you know what I mean? Like they're from fucking Mexico, they're from, you know, these different countries. Like most of my friends, their mom and dad were from those countries, so like interacting with those people and actually being with them, it's pretty cool. As much as as when I was younger, like in high school, I didn't really understand the whole point of like diversity efforts and the idea of like having a more diverse, you know, kind of exposure to other cultures. And the thing is, like, I feel like my life has been pretty diverse in terms of the people who I'm around with, like people who are in my family, like in terms of just like ethnicity and fucking religion and just like fucking just general, like different people from different walks of life are in my family. So it feels pretty diverse. I mean, the only thing we're fucking missing is like a cousin who's like full on fucking Dominican or fucking black or someone who's like completely like super fucking Russian or some shit. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like in my life I've lived a pretty diverse life in the sense that the people I grew up with, the people I'm friends with, was always a bunch of different people, a bunch of, you know, a group of friends that were all different, had different things. Most of my friends, though, most of them from like high school till now. I used to like hang out with like, they were bad kids, but they were like, they used to do, like a lot of them ended up getting like super into drugs. A lot of them ended up getting into like criminal shit. And I liked them, honestly. They were good guys, but like a lot of them just went into fucking genjutsu where like, I don't know, like some of them lost their mind. Like some people, I'm like, fair enough. Like one guy, he's a drug dealer. He's like, he makes, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have him on Snapchat. I look at his Snapchat. I get fucking salty as fuck, dude. Like I don't want to snitch, but I see this nigga. He got the bands. He's got the fucking pot. He's got fucking, dude. He's in Vegas every fucking week. Like, dude, he was at UFC. He's like, yeah, we in Vegas, baby. I'm like, meanwhile, I'm at work. I'm working my ass off. Going, why? Why am I working my ass off when this nigga's in Vegas cutting it up with Dana White? And I'm like, fuck. Which is crazy, dude. It's crazy because dude, the moment they legalize fucking weed in my state is the day that guy, like, he's just gonna come out the closet and be like, "Ooh, I've been doing this all along. I'm gonna be fucking selling hydroponics and Tiptronics and everything else." Because he actually moved it, dude. This is how big, like, he started like becoming like a bung drug dealer because he moved to California to have a farm. And then you just see snaps of him in California just farming, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this, and dude, I know he didn't go to, well, he went to college. I don't think he graduated though. Point I'm trying to make is this motherfucker put in like no work, and he's getting like all the fruits of labor. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that I'm struggling over here, and this motherfucker living life to the fullest. But yeah, so he was like, he's just a Mong. He's a nice guy, honestly. I remember the one thing that he was the most addicted to was RuneScape, and he still plays RuneScape. Like, to this day, this motherfucker be on Snapchat talking about RuneScape and fucking raids and shit. And then a couple other friends, like, they went into, like, violent genjutsu. Like, one guy, like, he was a good friend of mine, but I stopped talking to him because he just went into, like, a weird stealing genjutsu. Like, he just loves stealing shit. Like, he would call me up. I remember one time he called me up. He's like, yo, dude, my neighbor was using eBay on my computer. They left it logged in. I'm gonna buy a bunch of shit. You want something? And I'm like, first of all, no. Second of all, don't do that. I literally had to talk him out of it. And dude, what was fucked up is at the time he's like one of the things that made him not do it is the fact that I go, what are you gonna do when they sign into your account and see that you bought something and it's going to your address? What do you think they're gonna think? And he's like, yeah, that's true. And I'm like, dude, like, you just shouldn't steal in general. But he used to like go into jutsu. And then the one thing that low key, like, this is what after the point I started stopped hanging out with him, but my mom still knew their family, and she's like, he ended up getting like harassed because another one of my friends became like a fucking illegal cigarette cartel nigga. Like that's one thing that's common is that people will go to, like, you know, North Dakota, you buy cigarettes for $6, and then you come back to the fucking East Coast, the city, where it's like, what, $11 or $12, and you sell that shit for, you know, $9, you profit $3, and it's illegal, by the way. That's a federal fucking crime. Interstate commerce. basically he was a part of that. Like he got involved with that, and he's like, yeah, give me a car, give me the cigarettes, I'll go do it. And then allegedly what happened is that he got stopped by the police. This is what he says. He got stopped by the police. They took the car, like they took the car and took his money, and then that was it. But that wasn't his car. That wasn't his cargo, and that wasn't his money. That was like the other friend, like the boss's money. And I remember that dude went to my other friend's house with like two other guys, like to rough him up and fuck him up, I guess, because he didn't believe him. He was basically like, "You're lying" or whatever. And I remember my friend's mom just was like, "I'll call the police, get out of here." And at this point, I stopped hanging around with these motherfuckers. So I was like, what the fuck? Because like even before they went into illegal genjutsu, they just started getting way too serious. Like you couldn't joke with these motherfuckers anymore. Like they're on that like weird like hood shit. Like, and the thing is, like a lot of their new friends were like a bunch of yes men. So like I knew these niggas since they were like little, and I'd be like roasting them. I fuck with them, and he's like, "Yo, nigga, don't say that. Don't fuck around with me like that." And I'm like, nigga, what are you fucking? This motherfucker thought he was what's his name from The Wire? Oh my god, what is his name? Oh my god, the fucking guy. Stringer Bell. This motherfucker thought he was Stringer Bell. He's just like, yo man, don't fuck with me, don't blah blah blah. And I'm like, ugh, you fucking prick. I was like, I know you since middle school, you fucking nerd. So stuff like that, people just get upset. I don't think they ever really got really mad, but it's just like, come on, dude. Like, why you really that fucking like that far up your ass that you're not gonna take a joke? And then the one friend. Well, there's two friends, like, at the time, even when I knew them, they were, like, on house arrest for, like, allegedly killing someone. I don't know if that's true or not, or not that, but conspiracy, basically being complicit in it. I remember they were on house arrest, and then I stopped talking to him, and then one morning, this guy lost his fucking mind, like, 100 million, zillion, fucking billion %. He, like, went into genjutsu. He's like, yeah, dude, you know, like, there's some altercation. I read it in my local paper, because my fucking mother, you know, she on that fucking, you know, nosy shit. She's like, did you hear what happened with this guy? And he basically shot someone, tried to kill him. He didn't die, so he got arrested for attempted murder, and I think he got, like, maybe 20 years or something like that. I don't know what the fuck happened. The point I'm trying to make is that everyone I grew up with, either I don't talk to them anymore, or they just went to jail, which is both sad, as well as I don't even know. I don't really know, because like I'll see people sometimes. Like I'll see people, like we used to have like a pretty big group of friends, like 30 people. You play football together, you do different things, and like I'll see these motherfuckers doing the same shit they've been doing. Like they just don't have a job. They didn't graduate from college, and it's just like you just see them, and like I remember running into a couple of them. Like I remember, dude, I still remember when I was applying for jobs. Like when I was going to job interviews, I was wearing like a suit because I was going to interviews. And bro, this guy, I saw one kid, he's like, yo, dude, I remember you. Remember we used to play football and shit? And I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what you doing with a suit on? And I'm like, oh, I'm going for job interviews and shit. And then we were at the corner store. Like, we were in the store, and like we kind of sort of knew the corner store owner. And he's like, yo, you see this guy? This guy's getting jobs. What the fuck are you doing? And he's like, yo, man, you know, I was good in high school. I wasn't that bad in high school, right? We used to play together and shit. You know, I wasn't that dumb, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, fuck, bro, this guy's still doing the same shit. Just, you know, minimum wage job, selling drugs, doing whatever the fuck he's doing. And I'm like, fuck. What's crazy is the fact that they do that, but they're low-key better off than I am because their parents aren't fucking retarded. like real talk. Like right now, I'm like, if I die or if I get sick, my parents are just gonna have to declare bankruptcy. Meanwhile, these motherfuckers, like, I usually knew them, and their families are like not rich, but their parents weren't fucking retarded to the point where they're like, oh, I can't figure out how the fuck I'm gonna be able to pay a bill at the end of the month. So low-key, bro, even if that guy's retarded, even if that guy's a Hmong, he's still fucking better off than me. And now, as you can see here, we're at the final phase right here. This is the point where this is like a make or break moment where I'm praying to God. I go, please God, can I please kill this fucking piece of shit Tapion? Because I'll tell you right now, as much as Goku will like multiple times super attack you, I fear Tapion. I fear Tapion because Tapion has always been the guy who has put the fucking final nail in the casket. So, as you can see, damage reduction through the roof. I ain't got to really worry about anything as long as they don't super attack. The super attacks is what fucks you up the most. Like, the super attacks is the shit that'll put you in the grave. So as long as this guy does a super attack, I'm A-okay. I'm Gucci. I think I get a stun here? Even if I don't get a stun, as long as he does a super attack, I'm probably fine. Yeah, I didn't get a stun. But as you can see there, I was left with like a couple hundred HP, which is, you know, frightening to say the least. But Yeah, I definitely say this Super Battle Road is probably the easiest one. Oh yeah, and another point I was going to say in terms of like diversity is that obviously I did have like a couple of my friends who, you know, they were a little bit misguided in terms of what they did and what they decided to do with their life. And again, you know, like people make mistakes, people do things like just because you commit a crime doesn't necessarily mean you're a criminal. You know what I mean? Like just because you told one lie doesn't mean you're a liar. You know what I mean? So it may be the case that I know for a lot of my friends it's just bad circumstances, bad parenting, just like, and it's just hard too because I know from a personal perspective, like one of my friends, the guy who went to stealing jutsu, I know one thing that like the tipping point for him was the fact that when he got arrested for robbery with a weapon, and he went to jail. He was a juvenile, but he went to jail, and his parents were like so upset at the fact that he went to jail, and less to do with the fact that he like robbed a motherfucker with a knife. And I remember him telling me, he's like, dude, like, they don't even care. Like, they were upset that I went to the jail. Like, they brought me out immediately. And he was on house arrest for a couple months. And he's like, dude, they brought me out immediately. Like, they didn't give a fuck. And, dude, he literally got rewarded. Because I remember, like, he got into jail. His dad bought him a new basketball hoop because he couldn't leave the house. So he had to stay on the property. So a new basketball hoop. Motherfucker got a new Xbox. Motherfucker got a new bike to ride in the backyard. And I was like, and at the time he was like 14 or 15-ish. And at the time, like, I was like, even then, like, I was young, but I thought to myself, I'm like, holy shit, this is a tipping point, because before that point, my friend, whenever he would do illegal shit or dumb shit, he would always, like, try to, like, hide it, or, you know, he was, like, shook that his parents would whoop his ass, and for some reason, his parents just lost their fucking mind, and they're just like, yeah, dude, whatever, you know, my son is perfect, he can't do anything wrong, and I'm like, holy shit, that's fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But yeah, with the whole, again, I digressed twice. The reason why I brought up the whole diversity thing is that everyone, like, when I was growing up, like, a lot of my friends were, like, a lot of Latino kids, a lot of black kids, a lot of Arab kids, and then, like, once I went to high school, it was, like, all fucking Arabs, like, most of the kids in my high school were Arabs. And then once I went to college, there was like some black people, couple Arabs, you know what I mean? Mostly like Asian people and Indian people and white people. Once I got to like my juniors and senior years, that's it. That's when no more, like I only saw like one black guy, Asian dude, white. And then once I graduated and I started looking for jobs, white. Like everybody, everywhere I go, white. And especially where I work now, I work, in like the suburbs, so I drive away from the city to go to the suburbs. Super fucking white, dude. Like, dude, I didn't know how much I missed different people until I got to my job. My job's getting a little bit better. Like, they hired a couple of like, there's a couple black people. There's like 2 Arab dudes. There's like 4 Latino guys I know. And it's not to say white people are terrible, white people are corny, but holy shit, man, just get someone in there to make a fucking rainbow instead of just a white palette. But as you can see, at the end of the day, we got the new record. You know what I mean? Friend request this, man. He helped me. We got the new record. No items. Hold up. Dude, I gotta get rid of this fucking... Get rid of this shitty wallpaper. I want to see my boy... I want to see my boy Cumber at the motherfucking front of this bitch. There you go, right there. Cumber is a really cool unit. He's a very unique unit. I might actually run him on Pure Sands. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he doesn't have Fierce Battle. But he's very unique because he does get the stun. He does do the greatly lowers attack and defense. So I feel like he's really an interesting character. I would not go crazy for him. He is not a, oh my god, I need that character. If you're going to pick a character to lose your mind over and spend $1 million on, I'd say SDR Final Form Cooler. Like, that is the be-all, end-all Dokkan Fest unit at this moment in time. But this guy's actually pretty cool. I liked it. And you know what? At the end of the day, I can't complain because I pulled him off a single.